What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we are finally going to be doing my review of Captain America Brave New World. Now, if you saw my last video, my Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3 review, which I know y'all did, got a lot of backlash on that one, which is fucking hilarious. Y'all roasted the shit out of me in my comments. Y'all were not happy. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I still feel the same way. But anyway, I can't trust that you're gonna feel much better about me on this video. But before we get into it, just like I did with the last review, I gotta say, fucking love this movie. This movie is awesome. I don't understand any of the hate, but you know, we're gonna get into it. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna start off with the good like we usually do, which is what most of this video is gonna be. Firstly, the obvious, Red Hulk in this movie is fucking awesome. He's not in it for very long, which we'll get to later, but the parts that he is in it, and I'm specifically talking the Red Hulk, not Ross, just talking Hulk. Great, man. The CGI looks fantastic on him. His fight scene with Sam at the end of the movie kicks ass. They go to bat. They go one-on-one. Bro, they kick each other's asses, right? Do I think Sam would have put up that much of a fight? Personally, no. But, you know, it's for the movie. You can't have Sam get his ass kicked. But these two go toe-to-toe. Again, CGI looks great. All looks really, really good. I think the plot of this movie is very, very interesting. I think this movie really would have benefited, though, from us not knowing that the leader was going to be the bad guy. I think this movie works better if you don't know that the leader is in this movie. I think it just works for a better reveal. I do think it's not a fault of the movie, but I do think it is kind of... It definitely isn't as good if you already know the leader is the bad guy. Because it is kind of a twist in the movie, and the movie acts as if you don't already know it when it starts. So getting to find out, you know, him planting all these seeds, it's very interesting, and it makes you invested, which a lot of Marvel movies don't really do. A lot of Marvel movies have very basic plots, very simple, not a lot going on. This has got a lot going on, but it's easy to follow, and it's interesting. That is why I really enjoyed this movie. The plot is actually interesting. It was very well written. You know, just finding out who the leader was, right? Like, finding out that, you know, he's planting all these seeds and trying to turn the world against each other, you know, making America and, I think it's Korea or something like that, go to war with one another, right? So that was cool. You know, really, really good writing in that regard. Ross, you know, played by Harrison Ford, obviously I really enjoyed him, and, you know, kind of finding out these dirty secrets about him, which we kind of already could have suspected, but finding out that, you know, he entrapped the leader for years, and that he's been experimenting on him and locked him in a fucking cell like an animal, and that Ross almost died. Which, if you recall back to Civil War, he even said he had a heart attack. He had a really bad heart issue. That comes back into play in this movie, where he was in heart failure. He was dying, and he was about to die. So the leader's been giving him these pills, and that's where he's getting the gamma from. The leader set him up, and he's putting the gamma in these pills, and that's how he becomes Red Hulk. It's just, the story's so interesting. I really enjoyed the acting in this movie too, man. I heard a lot of people complaining about this guy who's playing Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon. I loved him. I think he did a great job. He's a fun character. There's a few occasional corny dialogue, but he's exciting, he's new, he's fresh. And he's a good character. I found him very entertaining. I liked him. He's badass. And he's relatable. He's a young kid who's become the Falcon. You know, I felt like I could relate to him a little bit. You know, not in the sense that, you know, my life's similar to his, but in the sense that, like, I could picture myself being that way, you know? He's a great character. I really enjoyed him. Sam Wilson as Cap, he did a great job, too. I don't know why I've been hearing people complain about him as well. He feels great as the lead role. He felt great to me. I enjoyed the shit out of him, you know? He was smart, he was intelligent, you know, he knew how to be a leader, you know, he just felt like Cap to me, you know? I think he's great as a replacement. I enjoyed the shit out of him. Like we said, Harrison Ford as Ross did a fantastic job with his acting as well. The new chick, I don't remember her name, but she was a bit annoying in the beginning, and, you know, I think that's where people were getting the woke thing from. This movie is not woke. It is not woke in the slightest. She's a little bit annoying in the beginning. She starts off, she's amazing in everything, kind of like the Ray. She's kind of like a Mary Sue, and she's kind of a bitch. But as the movie goes on, she actually grows as a character, and you start connecting to her, and she, admits her wrongdoings, because, she just admits her wrongdoings, and she admits that, she's not perfect and everything. She actually has some personality to her. Obviously, Giancarlo Esposito as the head of the Serpent Society was great. Enjoyed him. Wish he was in it a little more, but still very, very good. He's classic, Giancarlo Esposito, right? He does this thing. It's pretty much just Gus Fring, except he's running around with machine guns and shit. It's awesome. You love it. Great new character. Hope we see him again. Obviously, I wish he could have played a bigger character, but, for what he was, very, very solid. This whole thing of mind control in the movie, too, going into it, I knew it was going to be a thing, and I thought it was going to be pretty corny. I think the way they did it actually made sense, and it wasn't that corny. The leader plays a song, Mr. Blue, and every time it plays through like a microphone or something, you come under mind control or whatever. There was a little plot hole, because it only seems to work on the people conveniently for the scene. Like, it wouldn't work on Sam and Joaquin Torres, but they never really explained why. It just wouldn't work every time they heard it. So that was a little. Another thing, the fight scene over the Indian Ocean. Oh my God, that was one of the best action sequences in Marvel history, dude. Falcon and Sam, flying through the sky trying to take down these fighter jets. It was so badass. The CGI was great, dude. Oh my God, it was so cool. I saw it in 3D in theaters, and bro, seeing those action scenes just like this in your face was so awesome. When Falcon gets blown out of the sky, it was this scary ass moment. You thought he got killed, right? They're attaching themselves to the jets and everything. They're blowing shit out of the sky. There's one point where Falcon rides a missile. Like, it's just, it's so badass. Loved it. We even had some cameos in this movie. Bucky, Ross's daughter. So we got to see some cameos and shit, which was great. I thought that was really cool. Man, the beginning scene is awesome. The Giancarlo Esposito's character, the head of the Serpent Society, he's trying to sell. I don't forget what they said it was. I'm a little foggy. I've only seen the movie once. He was trying to sell something to the Koreans, I believe. Oh no, he was trying to sell something to the leader. Or no, he was working with the leader trying to sell something. Okay, he was working with the leader trying to sell something to the Koreans. And I forget exactly what it was, but Captain America and Falcon have to infiltrate it. And Cap, he flies right in and does his thing, man. He fucks them up. Specifically, I like the fight scene at the very beginning of the movie, especially when you see Cap flying down out of the sky and he hits the ground, and you see it in the trailer. I guess the sound waves or whatever, or like the shock of him hitting the ground so hard, like blasts into the guys. Very badass scene. That whole fight sequence is great. The choreography was very well done. Yeah, man, I love this movie. I mean, I really don't understand a lot of the complaints. I do have few complaints, which we'll get into in the parts I didn't like, but for the most part, man, this is the best movie since No Way Home, and this is a top 10 MCU movie for me now, and I am going to be doing a MCU ranking very, very soon. So, but yeah, that's everything I liked. Really good movie. Enjoyed the shit out of it. Now we're going to get into the very few things I didn't care for. Alrighty, so for the very few things that I didn't like, at some points I did feel like this movie dragged just a teeny bit towards the ending, mainly. It did kind of drag a little bit. By the time we got to the end of the movie, I was kind of like, all right, come on, I think it's about time to wrap this up. Which is weird, because it's only an hour and 45 minutes. That hour and 45 almost felt like 2.5 hours. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if that was just because I was getting antsy towards the end, which sometimes I do in theaters, especially because I just want to tell people what I thought about it and stuff. But it was a very small, minute problem at the very end. There was some bad green screen in there, specifically after he fights Red Hulk at the end, and he's talking to him, and he turns back into Ross. There was some iffy green screen. You could definitely tell there was a green screen thing behind him. It was very obvious. But that was, again, at the very end of the movie. The rest of the movie had fantastic CG. So I wasn't, fully, you could just tell at certain points, like I said, that there was, some bad green screen, which again didn't really bother me. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I really didn't have that many complaints for this movie. That's what I'm saying. There was so many complaints going into it. Like, again, like the editing I heard was really bad. The editing was fine. It looked great. I heard the CGI was bad throughout the entirety of the movie. It wasn't. It was great. Like, I genuinely don't get what people were talking about. So, yeah, that is my Captain America Brave New World review. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. If you liked it, great. If you didn't, again, let me know. Hey, yeah, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.